I think one of the other strengths of the Gelbvieh breed is that if you look historically, obviously the British breeds have a lot more history. I mean, you have a lot of Hereford herds that have been in the business, in the Hereford breed for over 100 years, centuries. Well, obviously the Gelbvieh breed hasn't even been in the United States near that long. So we don't have that tradition and that length of history. And so the makeup of Gelbvieh breeders is different than the makeup of most British breeds like Angus and Hereford as an example. But the makeup of Gelbvieh breeders is even different than like the Simmental or Charolais breeders. And what we found when we were getting into the Gelbvieh business back in the early 80s was that most of the people selling Gelbvieh cattle used to be commercial cattlemen. And they had run commercial cows and they had no loyalty to any particular breed. They just AI'd to everything that ABS would sell them. And what happened is after 3, 4, 5 years, they had narrowed their genetic selection down to 1 or 2 breeds, and Gelbvieh was always one of those. That told me a lot about the breed and the strength of its genetics, because those people had no preconceived ideas that this breed was better than that breed. They just threw them out there on their cows, and this is what worked best for them. And so the Gelbvieh's base has always been very commercially focused because so many of our seed stock breeders used to be commercial breeders. And that sets the Gelbvieh breed apart from, I think, any other breed out there. We weren't built around show cattle. We weren't built around 100 years of history and those types of things. We were built around people where the cattle proved themselves on their own operation, and they wanted to get in the seed stock business. And a lot of them, they didn't want to get in the seed stock business, but the neighbor would come over and buy that bull calf before they had a chance to castrate it. Or those cows were so good, you know, I got to keep them, and neighbors wanted to buy them. And so they kind of through the back door became seed stock producers because the cattle were so sound genetically. And you don't see that in the other breeds, and I think that's something that sets Gelbvieh apart.